Owning a home is part of the American dream, but each year this dream turns into a nightmare for thousands of New York State residents who are victims of what's called predatory lending or home equity fraud. It doesn't matter how old they are or where they live. They are people just like you, your neighbors, your loved ones.
Home ownership is a fundamental part of the American dream. The New York State Banking Department is committed to helping individuals and families get access to the credit they need so that they can purchase a home of their own. We are aware of abuses in the lending industry, and we are committed to eliminating these abuses. In this way, we hope we can preserve an important part of the American dream, owning your own home.
Anyone can be prey for dishonest lenders looking to make a quick buck. The obvious targets are senior citizens, anyone looking to make a home improvement or consolidate debts, or simply someone who has built up equity in a home. Knowledge is the best weapon against home equity fraud, so let's go over some of the terms you need to know. Home equity is the value of your home minus any money you still owe on the house, such as a mortgage. A home equity loan works like a revolving credit account. You borrow spending money, but eventually you have to pay it back within a reasonable amount of time at a reasonable rate of interest. Home equity fraud is a case of someone seeking you out, either by calling on the phone or just showing up on your doorstep unannounced, to pressure or trick you into taking out a loan against your home, whether or not you qualify, whether or not you can afford it, at incredibly high interest rates and fees. If you can't make the payments, you can lose your home.
All these things happen, make my blood pressure raise up to 140.
Of course, she asked for the deed, my birth date, and everything pertaining to getting a loan. And she went away, and she never came back.
Our first case is typical of what's called the broker and the contractor are the same scam. Sue needed to repair fire damage to her house, but after running out of patience with her first home improvement contractor, Sue spotted a newspaper ad on an improvement deal that seemed too good to be true.
I called the man in the ad. They can do home improve without paying any cash money and no closing costs, no point, no broker fee. After I called the next day, I get response right away and had appointment to see me the next following day. He said, I can get the loan. It's better for me. I can write off from income tax. So I said, okay, that's good. I let him do anything that's supposed to be done in the house. But then he went and showed him around the house. He said the first contractor used a very cheap material, so he can do better. I said, okay, do better with 20-some thousand is good. He told me to sign the paper. This just proposal that he will ask the bank if I can get the money, whatever I want. I said, okay, that's good. I signed the paper. He's still holding the end of the paper, and I let me sign the other end. After I signed, he just take the paper. He said, you don't have to read because this just a proposal. It's not a contract. The real contract gonna be a white paper. So I didn't read nothing. On closing day, 4 or 5 men show up in the house and a lawyer come, belong to the broker. I feel confused because they told me this is second mortgage. I don't need a lawyer, but why they brought a lawyer with them? And I have nobody, just me and the 5 gentlemen around me. They all gather when let me sign the paper, say, this to sign. And I don't have a chance to read. Every time I sign, I want to read. They attack me to that side, to this one, that one. I cannot read nothing. So I look at the paper that I sign. I just find out that they put me on $150,000 loan instead of $135,000. And when I read that, I say, no, $150,000. I don't think I can afford to pay. On top of that, a lot of obvious charge, and they told me that I had $30,000 left. But where's the check? I asked them. They say, you get it. But then after that, only has $61,000 left. And I say, no, this is not right. After I realized there's something wrong and suspicious to me, so I start to complain, went to see the lawyer.
Sue filed a complaint with the New York State Banking Department, which investigated. Sue got her money back and a new loan. The case is still under investigation in cooperation with state law enforcement authorities for criminal prosecution. Her advice for anyone caught in a similar situation? Read the fine print and get a lawyer before signing on the dotted line. In some ways, it's the most dangerous because the predatory lender is so friendly and well-rehearsed. This senior was getting flyers in the mail and repeated phone calls from the same person, telling her she already qualified for a loan.
I wasn't working and I needed some money to pay off some bills, but I didn't need no more than $5,000. I was making some inquiries about a loan, and she asked me how much I was being offered, and I told her 7, 8, 9 different banks and so. And she said she will do better than that. She will give me at 4. So that's when I got real kind of excited, and I said I will see her. She came to my house. I had everything here on the table ready, waiting, and we talked about the loan. And she sat down and she took all information, and then she said she was going to make copies of my deed, my birth date, and everything pertaining to getting a loan. A man was one of her people. And he came to do the appraisal along with her. And he came and he went to the rooms and he did a quick appraisal. She looked through all the papers on the table and everything. She said, I will check your credit out. And she went away and she never came back. A couple of days after, I was cleaning the patio, and there were pieces of paper with names, a lot of names, including my names, that was written over and over and over and over. But I was puzzled, and I didn't make no connection with her.
It turns out there was no loan. The so-called lender used the information she got from Lorna to get the title to her house and to take out a second mortgage in the hopes of pocketing the cash. Luckily, Lorna also got a call from New York State Banking Department investigators who had already gotten wind of the scam. Lorna eventually got the deed back to her house. The woman posing as a home equity lender was convicted of grand larceny and is serving time in a state penitentiary. You can prevent this from happening to you. Don't be afraid to say no. Ask other people for advice. Seek out credit counseling before you sign anything. Do not sign documents with blank spaces, for example. If the lender gives you papers to sign and the date or the loan amount is left blank, do not sign. Do not overstate your income, no matter what the lender may tell you. Be wary of people knocking on your door, offering you easy money, even if you have no credit history or a bad credit history. Also, beware of telephone and direct mail solicitations. Often, these are not legitimate offers. Don't give in to high-pressure sales tactics such as, this special offer is good only for today. If the offer is good today, then it should be good tomorrow. Be on the lookout for a mandatory arbitration clause in the loan contract that requires you to forfeit your right to go to court if you have any problems with the contract. Beware of offers to consolidate your debts, such as paying off your credit card bills and your medical bills with a home equity loan. The offer may sound convenient, but can turn out to be very expensive. You may also find yourself in home loan trouble with excessively high interest rates or excessive prepayment penalties, such as a loan contract with a fixed interest rate that requires you to pay a large penalty if you repay the loan early. Make sure of the type of loan you're getting. Be suspicious of balloon payments. Beware of verbal promises that the lender will not make in writing. And finally, remember, if a deal sounds too good to be true, it usually is.